Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answerman. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I have with me Eric, Prototype McCabe.
Proto.
Very early run.
Very early run.
Of Eric.
I am a very early run.
And Robert, he says he's going to shave McCall.
I'm going to shave. There's no question about it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm shaving.
All right, so what we're talking about is the No Shave November. We are going to participate in the No Shave November. Remember, you can go to, what is the link? It is, we have eight people on our team so far.
8 people.
Nice.
8 people on our team. You can go to the link, no-shave.org/team/DGAM, and you can join our team and see if we can try to get to $1,000 to raise money for cancer research. Tomorrow, I'm going to shave and film it. Eric is going to shave and try to get some pictures or film it.
Yeah, I'll take a couple pictures. Probably.
I'll take some
like
pictures.
a before and after.
Yeah,
maybe,
and then Robert do the same. And then we'll post it on the Disc Golf Answerman Facebook group. Hopefully you guys will do the same because we're going to see if we can bring some awareness to our team and raise a little bit of money. How are you guys doing today?
Wonderful.
Pretty great.
Actually
great.
Not. It's really nasty outside today.
That kind of sucks.
It dropped like 10, 15 degrees since this morning.
Yeah,
Feels like it.
and it's supposed to rain.
So, Eric, I was looking at your Facebook. I was stalking, and I noticed that you were out on your new boat.
Dang.
On Sunday,
Yeah?
I was. Saturday, I played a tournament. I played disc golf.
Yeah.
I still do that. But Sunday, yeah, we went out. It was Denise's first trip on the boat, and we took the pups, and Maverick was introduced to a fish, and he wanted to eat it. I caught a bass, and he stuck his whole nose inside the bass. It was interesting.
Did he panic or what did
No,
he?
he wanted it.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to chew on it. So he may not be making too many trips back out. Ralph, on the other hand, he is clutch. He just lays down and just checks out the scenery, and he's cool. He's all about it.
They're okay with the boat swaying and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it wasn't too bad. It was like glass on Sunday, so it's like it wasn't moving around a whole lot. But Ralph really enjoyed himself.
Caught some good fish.
Yep.
Good. Now, you were saying the Saturday before you played, where did you play at?
Cottonwood Falls at the Boyce Bumgardner Memorial Doubles Disc Golf Tournament at Swope Park.
That was really well done.
Yeah. It's a course I designed a couple years back now. The gentleman, Boyce Bumgardner, he was the mayor of Cottonwood Falls, and he called me up, wanted me to come out and just kind of walk the property and just to see if there was any potential for a course to go in over there. And of course there was. We put in a fabulous course. Man, it's just so much fun to go out there and play that course. But he passed away last year, and we gave an award to him at GBO during the players meeting this past year. This year, I guess it was. And then the club wanted to get together and host an event for him. And there was always this massive, I don't know if it's a walnut or an oak tree right by hole 1, but they hired a professional carver, I guess you would say. I don't know what the correct term is there, but to come out with a chainsaw and make a memorial for him. And they killed it. I didn't know what to expect.
Cool.
And it was so cool. It was like a basket on the top with actual chains, has his name on it, has his face on the side, a couple sunflowers, and on the back has a nice big plaque with a write-up about Boyce and the project, the disc golf course. And one really kind of sad thing is his goal, his long-term goal for this course was to be able to utilize it at the Glassbone Open. We did last year, but unfortunately he had passed away before the Glassbone Open, so he didn't get to see that. But we all were kind of joking and personally believe that he was there this past week and gave us immaculate weather.
It was incredible.
It was like 72 and no wind.
Yeah, mid-October in Kansas.
Just absolutely gorgeous weather. And
Didn't you post that to your page?
the picture, yeah.
To
I can,
the Eric McCabe page?
do you need one?
I was going to bring it up to show our YouTube people
Yeah.
while you talk. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the event went well. I played with Gabe, and I played, which was pretty awesome. We played pretty well too. We actually ended up in second place, one off the hot round, and that's not too bad considering I don't think Gabe has even touched the disc since Glassbone Open this last year. So But we got to play with the Esquivel not brothers, but Esquivels.
Team Esco.
Yeah, Lupe and of course Isaiah. So that was pretty awesome as well. And I just sent it to you.
There you go. So the YouTube people get to kind of see that because I thought it was really cool how they did that.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
So apologies. I'll see if I can. I'll put it in the description, a link to it or something for the audio listeners if you want to check it out. But
very cool.
I thought the YouTube people can kind of get a glimpse of that because
it was awesome.
Cool looking. That was a cool thing. So
yeah, and Robert was there as well.
Yeah,
he played as well.
Yep, my wife and I played our first competitive doubles tournament lifetime. Shay's only tournament that she's ever played / competitive round, and it was super fun. We went out and enjoyed ourselves, and we ended up winning the mixed division by 2. We played with a couple here from Emporia who were really nice, and they were pretty good. And then we played against Paige Biricus and Alex Luthi from the retail store, and we got them by 2 this time. So nice. I definitely didn't talk any trash to Paige about it, though.
Probably not. Yeah,
I did.
That wouldn't be your thing.
Definitely talk trash to Paige about it
exclusively.
Cool.
Yes,
that's cool.
So Shay doesn't play disc golf hardly ever. She'll go out with me every once in a while, but it was pretty awesome. She hit a couple like pretty big putts. A hole 15 is like the 425, whatever it is.
The island hole.
Yes. And I got my drive on the island to like 30 short headwind, and Shay just made it. I didn't even have to pick up my putters.
Nice.
It was fantastic.
I was like 5 feet deep.
Yeah, well, look at me. I throw far. And then we used one of her drives in the woods. It was like you couldn't walk up and place it in a better spot.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Very cool.
Yeah, we had fun.
Speaking of Eric, now that I have my computer screen up, I thought people would get a kick out of this too. This is Eric McCabe enjoying himself on the boat. So I love it was. You said it was like glass almost. It was. Look at the reflection on there. Yeah.
We all know there's nothing on the end of that.
That's so awesome. It's just a pole.
There's not even a line.
No, nothing at all.
Good.
No. Oh man, I was gonna see if I can find that picture. Did you post the picture with
Maverick? Yeah, it should be on my Facebook page.
That was. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That first one. Boom. There it is.
Look at that.
Hey, what's this all about?
Just full nose in there. That's awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so if you're listening and you're mad because you can't see it, just go follow Eric McCabe on Facebook.
You'll
and
find
be able
it
to
on
see
there.
The pictures,
or Insta. I think it's on Instagram.
Instagram,
as well.
yeah. Go follow Eric_McCabe.
That's the one.
Yep. Cool. So myself and Anthony, we drove out to Columbia, Missouri, and covered the Bring Your A Game Smoking Aces Championship, something like that. So we went out there and did some drone stuff. You can kind of see the cool drone stuff. You follow Uncle Bobby Jr. on Instagram, and then
Junior Worlds,
or Junior. You know what it was? So I'm trying a new program called Rush, and it's kind of like a super lightweight video editor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a way to directly published to Facebook, and I had it all set up. And I guess for some reason it connected to Junior Worlds, other than my page. Because I remember going to my page and going, "Man, that failed. There's nothing up there."
Yeah.
And then like 10 minutes later, you sent that
whoa,
thing.
what's this?
What the? And then after a while, I thought that's what happened. So anyway, you can go out there now. We went out there to film, did some drone stuff, but we filmed the lead card footage the second day, which is Sunday. And Anthony has already started working on that. So hopefully here in the next few days, you'll see that. And I was going to say who won it, but just in case people want to...
Pictures look pretty cool.
Spoilers, man.
So, of course, looked pretty nice. It was in Columbia, right? Was it not in Columbia?
It was in Wentzville.
Okay. Is that close to Columbia?
No, actually, it was like a 40-minute drive.
Oh, okay.
Wow. One of the courses was in Columbia, but
was it Harmony Bends?
Yes.
Or Harmony Bend?
Bend, yeah.
One of the two.
And this one was at I thought it was New Mel, but they call it New Melly Lake. Or they just call it New Melly for short. Mm-hmm. And it was a ball golf course. It's now a disc golf course. Cool. And the trees changing, or the leaves changing colors really helped. But it was beautiful. And I wish we would have taken disc, or I didn't take any disc, but I wish we would have went a little bit earlier and played a full round, because it looks like a good course. Now, it needs some time to get a little bit, because it's only a month old. Mm-hmm. So it needs to get worked a little bit. There are a couple parts where some of the pros were struggling. I thought, man, what is? And then I'd look and I go, no, there's the line. There's another line. I think people just need to figure it out.
Yeah, it's
and
new.
Work out the course and stuff. So, but so that's really cool. So if you're in that area and you haven't tried out that course, make sure you check that course out. All right, let's get to a couple questions before we move on with some other topics to talk about. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I like questions.
You like questions on the Disc Golf Answer Man? Here we go. Check volume. Go.
Hey guys, got a question about throwing putters. I currently throw the Warden when I need to throw a putter off the box, and I'm having a lot of trouble with off-axis torque with the disc wobbling and then turning over. Just didn't know what kinds of tips and tricks you had to get that to come out more clean, that I can use when next time I go out to a field and work on it. And the other question I have is, when you guys are throwing your putter for a longer putter tee shot, how much power are you putting on it before you just move up to mid-range so you're not trying to overpower the putter? Thanks. Have a great day.
What do you guys say?
I
Good
think
question.
I think his issue is potentially in the second question
Yeah, probably so.
by ripping the putter super hard. I know if I go out and I'm throwing a putter, something like a Warden that's not exactly overstable, I'd consider the Warden stable,
Yep, very
relatively straight.
Yep.
So when you take a disc like that and you're just mashing on it and possibly even coming out flat, it's probably going to want to turn to the right and kind of cut roll.
Especially if you're torquing it too much.
Yeah, too much pop, too much power behind it. A disc like that, I love throwing higher with a lot more hyzer and getting it to flatten and then do the work that way. I don't typically throw too many putters off the tee.
Right.
I would much rather back off on a mid range.
Yep.
And easily throw it down the fairway as opposed to putting a lot of power behind a putter.
Sure. Well, first things first. Hashtag Team Warden. Thank you for calling in on that.
But the problem is he's having troubles with the Warden.
That's not the disc's fault. Listen here, that's not the disc's fault. That's never. I've missed a lot of putts lifetime.
Basically,
but
listening to you.
it's never been the Warden's fault. Anyway, so as far as percentages go, I'm not going to throw my putter much harder than like 85, 90%. I'm certainly not going to throw it as hard as I can. I can put a good pop on it, and especially for me, like the Warden, as long as you let it go without that off-axis torque, it's just kind of it holds a line. It's really, really good at line holding, whether that's straight or turned over or hyzer. It's great for that. I would think one thing that you'd want to work on is start at a slower speed, maybe like you're trying to throw 50%, and start pulling the disc through kind of slow, and then just work on accelerating instead of having it be like all fast from reach back to pull through. Start with a little bit of a shorter pullback and then just kind of accelerate into that shot. Don't try to throw it much farther than, 120, 130 feet. And once you can kind of control the torque with that, the wobble with that, then you can start speeding that up a little bit. Most of the time when I throw putters, I don't reach back all the way, but I'm just trying to ensure that I'm coming out really smooth and starting slow, finishing fast. So that's what I would practice.
Perfect. Next one comes from Jazar, I think.
What's up, Ricky, Bobby Brown? Robert almost had a signature Warden series. McCall,
No, that's
Eric,
good news.
I already have 2 signature series discs. McCade. This is Jezzer again. I just want to talk today about beer. The funny thing is, I actually got into disc golf because my cousin had invited me to play, and he said that he would be paying for the beer afterwards.
Fair.
But anyways, I just want to know, what are your guys' favorite beer? Mine is currently a German Hefeweizen, and the best one that I've had so far is from Live Oak Brewery, all the way out in Austin, Texas. So if you guys are ever in the area, you should definitely check out the tap room and their 9-hole course. So, anyways,
Is there a fight
what's your
going on?
favorite beer to drink while playing or after a quick round? Thanks, you guys.
Robert, we're going to let you take this question. And,
Well, I am a beer connoisseur. That's what people have said about me all the time.
Did you say beer or
Beard.
deer?
Deer connoisseur. I also, I love venison.
Yes.
So that's all you need to know about me. Beer and deer.
So Robert doesn't drink beer, and of course, every now and then we kind of not really poke fun, but we always mention it just because he just doesn't drink at all. And there's nothing wrong
I
with
just
that.
never got
obviously.
interested in it, to tell you the truth.
To be honest, I'm not a big beer drinker. I used to be a big beer drinker back in the Marine Corps days when you either were getting yelled at out on a hike or partying and drinking beer on the weekend. That's basically what you did. So it does remind me, though, of a quick plug for Derek Savory
meat.
and his Hopfenheiser. That this is the first one, right? This Saturday or Sunday?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So
I think is it this weekend or next? It's this coming
weekend?
Saturday.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Nice.
So it's something that he did back in New York, right?
False.
Oh,
well,
this
I mean,
is-
he used to run a winter league, but this is like the first time the Hopfenheiser's part
Oh, I
of it
didn't-
came was
oh, okay.
because of Radius.
Okay, so he Radius is if you don't know, it's a brewery here in Emporia, very popular one. Of course, it's the only brewery in
yeah.
Emporia, but the two of the guys I know at least are disc golfers.
There's
So
a bunch of disc golfers from there.
oh,
yeah.
is there? Okay,
Yeah.
so but there's a connection with them and us and GBO and everything. So anyway, Derek had reached out to them, had an idea to where we would have Hopfenheisers. You come in, you play a round of disc golf at different courses, and then afterwards that group meets up at Radius to have lunch, brunch, and beer, and get a little bit of a discount. So it's kind of a deal they worked out, and I always thought it was cool. And it's an idea for you to do in your area. If there's a brewery that's near courses or that have some disc golfers, why not make it a thing where you go play, go have some beers and stuff like that, or have some lunch or something like that. So my beer of choice, and everybody's going to make fun of me, I know, but I don't care, is just pretty much
Bud Light with lime.
not with the lime. Just straight up Bud Light.
Yeah, that's fine.
Michelob Ultra, even if I want to watch the carbs type thing. But of course, when you drink beer, you're
When you're going to drink more than two.
yeah. And then, but now the fancy beer I like is Jeremy actually introduced me to Carlsberg, and I thought that was really good. And then there's a Japanese beer called Tiger. I think it's Japanese, and that's really good. But as far as like the super stout dark beers, not for me.
No.
Now, Eric, you probably drink less than I do.
I don't drink a whole lot. No. In the summer, I like a good red beer.
Yeah,
Like any type of beer with like tomato juice in it.
yeah.
I enjoy that. Have you ever had it? Then don't say, I'm just kidding. It's like almost like quenching. If you like tomato, you have to like tomato.
Yeah, I don't like tomato.
Well, then you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
It's not for you. But like I said, I don't really drink a whole lot. I like Guinness shakes from Red Robin. That's about it.
There you go.
So
All right, let's hear from Hans in North Texas.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man crew. Thanks for taking my question, which is about form and follow through. So you guys have talked about in the past how important good follow through is to form, but I do notice some top pros don't follow through all the way, that they still get really good distance and accuracy. Thinking of Katrina Allen, KJ Nybo, even Ricky Wysocki. And for Ricky, I watched the very first Jomez video back in 2012 when Jonathan snuck onto the course to get that video. Ricky was following through all the way back then, but he doesn't now. So I didn't know if that was for accuracy or did he just get injured and can't follow through all the way? So thanks for taking my question.
I guess I haven't noticed that they don't follow through all the way, or maybe their follow through isn't traditional in the sense that it goes, their arm past their shoulder. Maybe instead they're following through at point of impact and then just kind of bringing their arm up. I think that's more what Ricky does when he follows through.
yeah, I would say he has more of a up finish, and maybe he's talking about left arm coming through, because I know
maybe
both
so.
those names, they don't really follow like a spin almost. Like I know Katrina's very hyzer sensitive, like very much so. The angle she puts on her discs is she throws a lot of flippy stuff,
Right.
So it's a lot of hyzer flips, which works for her. It's great.
Definitely.
But I don't really notice anything like they don't follow through.
Yeah, no, everybody follows through in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Maybe they just look differently.
Could be.
If you were getting into disc golf, and I wouldn't recommend that being your type of follow through. That's something that they've probably adapted. Like you said, over the years, Ricky was probably following through differently in 2012, 2013. But I would recommend, not everyone can do what Eric does, which is you like touch your opposite elbow.
True.
Twist it like
Yeah.
a noodle.
But yeah, following all the way through so that your arm gets past your shoulder and kind of allows your body to turn around with it. I think that's the play.
Excellent.
What was he talking about? Joe Miss snuck on a course?
Yeah.
I think he was saying like his first video was when Ricky was playing somewhere and I guess maybe he wasn't hired to do it. He just went and did it.
Oh.
I don't know. I didn't know that. So.
All right. This one comes from Richard.
Ricky asking about follow through?
Yeah. Back in the beginning of I followed through a lot. All right. I accidentally hit mute. So let's try this again.
Hey guys. My question is, lately I've noticed that white plastic seems to fly really good. And across all different brands, it feels the same, whether it's DGA or Innova or Dynamic or whatever. It seems like white plastic just seems to have kind of a different feel. And I was wondering why that is, or if that's just in my head. I also want to say I'm a huge fan of the show. Love what you guys do. But I've noticed lately your shows become more about your lives and where you're going and what you're doing and how good Robert is at disc golf.
Pretty average.
That's great. And I really do enjoy listening to that. But I really used to view the podcast as something that I learned from, something that was very informative. So I have a suggestion. Maybe you guys could do 2 podcasts, maybe one where you actually talk about disc golf and discs coming out and stuff like that. And then maybe another podcast where you guys talk about yourselves.
Dang, harsh.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thanks.
Maybe you should find another podcast to listen to. No, I'm playing.
Oh, dang. He went
teasing.
there.
I'm totally teasing Richard. So here's you guys deal with the first one first, and then
There's nothing to deal with. It was just white discs are the same.
Oh,
And I mean, I'll disagree. I don't think all white discs are the same or feel the same. Sometimes the white plastic feels different from the colored plastics, maybe just because there's not as much additive in there. But that's literally the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't had that experience with white
I haven't
plastics
either
across
necessarily.
brands.
I haven't either. But I haven't really fondled a lot of white Innova discs either. So
so my thing is,
am I wrong? I'm sorry.
The use of fondle got Joel right
Sorry,
there.
Joel.
Oh man, I have my camera up. I could have shown Joel laughing. My thing with okay, laugh now, Joel,
And go.
and
Fondle. There you go.
we got him on the iPhone cam here.
Oh,
For
that's
the
funny.
YouTube viewers. No, okay. So to address his other deal, I'm beginning to learn that when it comes to being in the public eye, doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna have one group of people that don't like what you do, and one group of people that really like what you do. The reason I say that, I've literally been out on a course and someone come up to me and say, "Man, I love hearing what you guys do.
Mhm.
I think it's really cool knowing the things you guys do that are just not the show. So keep on telling us your personal life." And then, of course, you got people like Richard that doesn't quite appreciate it on the same level. So
Thank you for your opinion.
thank you for your feedback, and we will take it into consideration. And there's always PDJ Radio you can listen to. No, I'm playing.
Oh my gosh.
I'm teasing Richard. Next one.
What's happening?
Next one's from Caleb.
Hello, Disc Golf Answer Man. I have a question I was hoping you could answer for me. I've been playing disc golf since about 2001, but it has been on and off. Recently, I've been trying to play every day to really get better at the game. I've thrown a mixed bag of Innova drivers, Discraft mid-ranges, and Gateway putters for years, and I'm comfortable with the setup. However, I find myself wanting to try new things and have really enjoyed listening to the DGAM podcast and appreciate what Dynamic Discs is doing for the sport. So I picked up the Ranger H2O bag, a Maverick, an Explorer, 3 EMAC Truths in Fusion, Biofusion, and Lucid, some Classic Blend Judges and Classic Blend Deputies as a start to a new bag setup. So my question is, my distance right now is between 300 and 360 with a Star Valkyrie or Star Orc, and I can also hit about 325 to 335 with a Star TL. I have not had a ton of success with discs faster than about speed 10. I am looking to add a couple higher speed drivers to the bag, though, and have been looking at the Captain and Trespass. Would these be the discs you would recommend to fill out the bag? Thanks again for all you do. Have a good day.
Nice.
Nice. Thanks for your question.
Well, first you're going to want to pick up 3 more Emacs.
You've got a good start with the 3.
You've got a
you've
good start. You need 3 more in there.
That's fun.
And then backups. But no, I think the Trespass is a great one. It may be a touch more. It's going to be more overstable than your Valkyrie and your, what was the other one? Was it Sidewinder?
Orc.
No,
was
Orc.
the other, yeah.
Orc. And I haven't heard that word in a while.
When they came out, it was like instant distance.
Yes,
which
like-
was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
But well, yeah. So I would say Trespass, maybe even a Renegade would be another
was gonna
good
be
one
my
that's going to be
suggestion.
get a little bit more distance out of. It's going to be a little faster probably, and it's going to fit perfectly between that Trespass and Orc probably.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say the Orc's like a speed 10-ish, if
Something
I had
like
to
that,
guess.
yeah.
So yeah, the Renegade's an 11, but flight wise, I do think you'll get a nice controllable turn and fade out of the Renegade. The Trespass may turn for you just a little bit, but at that distance, it's probably going to be
Mhm.
pretty stable. So
Or-
yeah, good compliments to the back.
Another great one is, have we talked about disc we're coming out with next year?
Not much.
Not much. Well, we have a disc coming out next year that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
Blow
For
your
that.
I think you're gonna like it, like a 9-speed-ish, pretty under, a little bit more understable than a Escape. So yeah, you might check that out later on.
Let's see.
On our other podcast.
Yeah, on the other podcast where we talk about other stuff, disc golf. Let's see. I can't remember if we told the audio listeners, but just in case you listen to this before Friday, November 2nd, Paige Bierkes is going to be in the store
Oh yeah,
doing a live signature session.
a
Session.
live signature
Signature session. But you can order now up until Friday and put it in the order notes that you would like her signature, and she will sign it. If you listen to this after 3 p.m. Central, Friday, November 2nd, no go. She may not be able to sign it. No guarantees. The other thing we want to mention is GBO. We're going to keep harping on this because it's a going to be big again in 2019. Signups begin November 6th. So
Soon.
make sure you're ready for that. No Shave November. Go
That's right.
to no-shave.org/team/DGAM and join our team as we raise funds for the No Shave November deal. And we're going to shave tomorrow and we'll post it on our Facebook group. One last thing, because I just looked at my rating.
Hey, did yours change?
Mine went up.
Let's go. What are you at?
Like
From
10?
10, yeah, no.
Wow.
From 793 to 811.
Dude,
That's a big jump. What did you
Wow.
even do?
Talk to somebody at
Did
the
you
office.
did you play a tournament?
I played a tournament.
Which one?
I don't know what would have counted.
The only tournament you probably played?
The Radius Open.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, and then the match play event.
Oh, the match play
Oh,
B
like the
tier.
bonus,
Yeah, the match
Yeah,
play
the
B
bonus
tier.
B tier. I forgot you played.
Nice,
that.
Oh,
dude.
and then I played the Tulsa Am Jam in
What?
June.
Bobby.
I played 3 tournaments.
There's no way that
and I
that
pointed
June
4.
that June one did not just go on your update, correct?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe you
I
just
would
haven't-
hope not.
Maybe you just haven't checked in a long time.
Yeah, you probably haven't looked at it.
No, it did. June 26th was the last time they reported it.
The last time they reported what?
They posted a rating for me.
Oh, for you. So that one was on there?
I don't know.
It was in June?
It was in June.
Yeah, probably was.
Yes.
then. That would be
It
my
was
guess.
June 3rd.
Correct.
Yeah, that was probably.
Okay, so that was probably that one.
Cool.
Cool.
Did you
So-
check yours? Did yours change?
I died. No, I don't know.
No.
Didn't look.
All right. Next question comes from Penzami.
I think it stayed the same though.
Yeah,
That'd be
mine
my
didn't
guess.
change either. We did joke about how
Hello,
awesome it
Disco.
would have been if I just dropped a $9.99. No,
Yeah.
just dang it.
$9.99.
Come on, man. I tried my best.
And then you just give up, and next
You would
thing
have
you're like
owed me
$8.20
at
next year.
least a queso and chips.
Heck
from
no.
Torch Talk.
No. Bets are bets, and
You would
I
have done
won.
it. You wouldn't have done it just to get the queso and chips.
I would have.
Okay.
If we got to torches, and you were like, "Well, you are back under 1,000," I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll just buy
Okay,
the
I'll buy the
queso."
queso.
Let's buy
Totally
queso.
fine. I'll buy 2. I don't care.
Yeah, as long as we're eating it. All right, here we go.
Hello, Disc Golf fans.
Oh wait, we shouldn't have talked about Torchy's Taco, right? Because
That's for our
it's
other
not disc
podcast.
golf related. Yeah,
No.
that'll be on our Torchy's Tacos podcast.
Are you guys even going to ever do that?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to go this weekend. Why can't we go this weekend?
Because it's the Freedom Fest
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Bobby. Do you even care about local events
or veterans.
or
'Cause it's Veterans
disc golf?
Hello, disc golf answerman. Once again, Benny Pesonen here from Finland,
Hey.
leaving you this message. I just completed watching Country Club Classic. It was awesome to watch. It was very nice to see you play, Robert. You play very good. I was literally surprised how good you play. I know you are
Aren't we all?
consistent and good mental player, but I didn't know that you were that good in your form
Neither
of
did we.
disc golf.
Can we go to the next question?
My question
I get that a lot.
Feeding them to
partly
me.
about Country Club Classic, because I was wondering what discs you were throwing, and you did a good job of telling, but not all the time. So I was wondering that what was the blue bursty disc Eric McCabe was throwing, and I would love to see an updated in the back from Eric, and also from Robert, and also from you, Bobby. I know you look surprised, but let's continue. And those young guns, I would like to see Danny's and Anthony's in the back also, because
All right.
I can reflect as an amateur to their backs. So that's my question, and congrats for you, Robert, for your successful play in the Country Club Classic.
Thanks.
Yeah, keep it real. See you guys.
He doesn't want to see Joel's in the bag, though.
No, I know. He didn't say anything about seeing Joel's in the bag.
weird.
Sorry, Joel.
It's as if he didn't know he was in here.
I know.
Weird.
Sad.
Nothing. So, Eric.
Yes.
Was it the getaway?
No.
No, it would have been a Ballista Pro.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Like a gold line Ballista Pro.
And then what was on? He asked one about you, didn't he, Robert? Or,
No,
or
he
just in
said
general?
since
didn't
I was
ask
on the
any
commentary.
specific ones.
Yeah, I said what disc I was throwing most of the time.
Gotcha.
I threw a lot of Ballista Pros that day though.
There seems to be a lot of people that throw a lot of top pros
Yeah.
that are throwing the ballista.
It's because
pros.
they're great. They're easy distance and like a good controllable stability. Yeah.
Super far.
Yeah.
Nice. As far as in the bags, excuse me. Yes, in the bags definitely need to be updated for the majority of our players. So that is on our list of things to do the beginning of the year somehow.
Can we do mine on my boat?
So yes, we need to do it.
Can we?
While it's floating
Yes.
down. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that would be cool.
We'll take the boat out and we'll do an in the bag.
Here's my Lucid X trespass. I use this to scoop fish from the water when I've caught them. Maybe
That'd be cool.
Maybe I should
That's
stop
great.
saying that I'm like bad at disc golf because a lot of people will say that to me. They'll be like, "I didn't know you were like you could play disc golf. I thought you were just like bad." So, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for that. Appreciate the confidence.
I know. I don't do anything to perpetuate that, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not
It's
perpetuated
not
by
coming from
anybody
me.
else.
It's not coming from me.
Whatever, man.
Next one comes from
Thank you.
Adam.
Not you, Bobby.
Good morning, Bobby. Cool, Daddy Slick Breeze.
Nice.
Robert, the Hair McCall,
Nice.
and Eric. Everybody should have at least 5 EMAC Truce McCabe.
That's
6. You got
Six.
it wrong.
I have a
Six.
2-part question for you today. The first part is practical, and the second part is a hypothetical. So my question for you is, how do you fly with your disc golf bag? Is that something that you carry on, or is that something that you check in? And what precautions do you take with it? Do you throw extra padding in? You know, if it's just something that you carry on with you, is that, you know, you just carry it on as is, no big deal. The second part is a hypothetical question. Say you were traveling to a tournament and you happen to check your bag and your disc golf bag and they lost it.
Oh.
And it's right before the tournament. How would you handle that scenario?
I would cry.
Right.
I think I would never check my bag, my disc golf bag.
You said the exact words I was about to say.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
never do that.
Ever.
I always carry on the golf bag, no matter what.
Because
And
like,
I've never had issues with it.
Yes.
Either carrying it on.
all right,
Even
so
on
you get
some
to the
smaller
tournament.
planes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you are at the tournament, and you're just wearing regular clothes, probably a DD shirt, you know, because
Yeah.
you wear those a lot. And you've got your disc golf bag. You can compete. Let's say instead you check your disc golf bag and carry your clothes on with you. You got all the cool outfits in the whole world,
That's true.
but no frisbees. So every single time I carry my disc
That's
golf
why I
bag.
fly Southwest. I can take 2 bags
Hey.
on.
Hey, hashtag ad. Thank you.
That's right.
Actually, we do really like flying Southwest. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I do.
great.
Yeah.
When I carry mine on, I carry a Ranger bag. I'll usually take the putters out of the side, or I leave the putters in the side, but take the disc out of the like pouch that's right over the disc, the flat pouch, and just put that in the top compartment just so it doesn't slide around or whatever. Otherwise, you don't have to do a whole lot. It's pretty ready to fly.
Yeah. The only issue ever is backups. If you're flying to a tournament where you got to have a lot of backups, that's when sometimes I'll check them, but a lot of times I'll have my OGO backpack as well, the Renegade backpack. And I'll throw I could fit 7-8 discs in that too. So flying home from Europe,
that was
a struggle.
Yeah, that was.
I actually did kind of check my bag because I purchased the warships when I was there, and I put those in my carry-on bag, my golf bag, and put all my other ones in there. But it was flying home; it wasn't flying.
And it's not like you needed them the next day or
anything.
Hypothetical. This has happened to you before, though, where you've gotten to a tournament and didn't have your disc golf bag.
It did?
Right? Yeah. Well, I got to a tournament, had my disc golf bag. That bag was stolen.
There it is. That's what I was thinking.
And that was the day before a national tour event.
Yeah.
Oh, that was with the
KC, Kansas City Wide Open.
So how do you respond to that? Cry.
Oh boy, it was tough. The only thing that saved me that week was the DDRV was there, and I just basically went there and kind of picked out a bunch of discs, and some people, like teammates, I think Paige gave me a couple discs, a couple other people on the team gave me some discs just to throw, and it was frustrating. It was really hard to compete.
Oh yeah. Brand new bag.
Yeah. I still cashed, which was
that's pretty good.
I mean, it's nothing like I'm no Paul Macbeth who got his bag stolen and then won a tournament or something.
Yeah, I think it was the Memorial or something.
I think it's some small event in Arizona.
You may not have heard of it.
Nah. But no, so yeah, it's tough. It's not easy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Next one comes from Jason.
Hello, Eric McCall, Robert McCabe, and Bob E. Cool Daddy Slick Breeze.
Dude, that was mean.
Got you there. Long-time listener, first-time caller here, and my question is, so I am a predominantly right-handed backhand thrower, but in everything else in life, I'm a lefty. So when I was learning how to throw, I pretty much released everything on hyzer, and since then been having tons of problems releasing accurately on anhyzer. I'm getting better at it, but I really want to get down my rollers. So I'm trying to throw a roller with an Innova Roadrunner, which is a 9-speed -4 stability driver. And I tend to either air it out too much and get a big old flex, or just throw it into the ground and cut roll right off to the left. So any suggestions that you guys might have to help out with just getting that turnover right into the ground so I can get a good roller would be great. Thanks for everything you guys do, and I appreciate it. Later.
Was he driving without a seatbelt?
It's what it sounded like. Or a door was open or something like that.
You didn't hear it, did you?
I heard the ding.
Oh. You looked at me like,
oh, no.
Huh? Talk about rollers. You're a pretty good roller.
Rollers are very tough. They're tough to learn, but 90% of the correct roller is the correct disc. And my suggestion, I mean, a Roadrunner seems like it would be understable enough for a roller.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially
if it's beat in, a little bit more beat in one would probably be a little bit easier. But you're really going to want to almost force that over in the beginning. You know, really like over exaggerate the roller angle just to get the disc down so you can see what it can do before picking the right disc and all that. Tons of different options you can use for rollers. I personally right now I'm rolling one of two discs, a Renegade and a Trespass.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those are going to be a little bit more overstable of a roller. So the Trespass, for instance, I have to put a lot of power on it to get down. And most of the time I'm coming down with an angle into the ground. As where the Renegade, I can actually put out there a little flat, sometimes a slight hyzer on it to get the disc to do the work. But really, it's just a matter of getting out and really forcing that angle over and getting the disc on the ground and seeing what it'll do. Rollers are tough, though, because you really can't control anything.
Yeah.
It's no different than an air shot, really. You can only control a shot the first 20 feet out of your hand.
Yep.
And then from there on, it's up to the disc.
Yep, for sure.
You can hit the line all day, but
Sometimes it doesn't work out for you.
not always.
The disc that I've been using to roll late, I had been rolling a Renegade before with mixed success. That's my fault, not the disc's fault.
Mhm.
I would get it sometimes, and then sometimes I would just totally miss it and get very frustrated. The disc I've been rolling recently is the Latitude 64 Fury.
I used to roll a Fury.
Yeah, and it's kind of like an out of the box roller.
Mhm.
I just throw it hard on a slight anhyzer, maybe 20 degrees of anhyzer, and just let it get to the ground on its own. I would say one of the things that I would recommend to you to try out is start the disc on like a 45-degree angle.
Yes.
And think about following through to the ground. Instead of popping it down, 10 feet in front of you, think of it as you're trying to lay the disc down 80 feet in front of you, 100. So you're not airing it out. You're not throwing a huge sky roller, but you're throwing something pretty hard, 45-degree angle, and follow through to the ground. That ought to help you to learn angles.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
That's probably the biggest error is trying to air it out too far for the roller.
Right. I think, if you're just learning rollers right out of the gate, start with that 45-degree angle. And if it's still not standing up enough, then steepen that angle. Make it more 50, 60.
Steepen it or get a more understable disc.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Next one comes from Nick.
Hey guys, this is Nick from Fargo, North Dakota. So I was just wondering, I have kind of a weird thing that I do. I throw right-handed backhand, but left-handed forehand. So I was just wondering if you guys think it would be easier for me to learn a lefty backhand or righty forehand. Currently, I can't really do either very well, if I'm going to be honest. I could throw a lefty backhand with like a putter, probably right around the 150-foot mark. Like, it's really, really bad. And my righty forehand, I could probably throw maybe 100 feet. So both of them are terrible. But I was just wondering what you guys thought. Thank you so much for the answer, and keep it real.
I forgot that the last question before this, he said he does everything else left-handed but throws right-handed.
Yep.
That's what AJ Risley does.
Yeah.
He signs stuff left-handed, and then we go out to the course, and he's just a natural righty.
That's like Gabe. Is
that right?
He's a natural righty, but he played tennis. So that forehand motion, he just started throwing left. He putts right, throws left.
Huh. That's like Steve-O's the opposite, right? Steve-O throws right, putts left.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, he throws left, putts right.
Is that right?
I think so. Right?
It's one of those. Who knows?
He does something wrong.
Yes, it's all weird.
Can he do it at the same time?
It's probably worth a try.
That would be so. You need to try that, Nick.
Right hand, backhand, left hand, forehand, same time.
Double ace. I'm telling you, that video will go viral. Do it.
Guaranteed.
I don't know the question.
Yes.
Now.
As a which one is easier to learn?
Yes.
Right hand forehand or a left hand backhand. It honestly is just which one you feel more comfortable with. I would say if your right hand backhand is your dominant throw, and that's the arm that you use most often, I would work on your right hand forehand. I can relate to this, except for the left hand forehand part, because I cannot throw those whatsoever. I had a decent right hand backhand and an awful forehand. So I resorted to trying to learn left hand backhand instead. This was a long time ago.
That'd be so awesome to have both.
Yes, except for it's so freaking hard to do right. Like I could get them out to like 250 on a great shot from me, and I would still have so many misses that were just awful. So I would pick the side that feels most dominant to you and learn that shot.
Yeah, I would say whatever your more dominant hand is, that's the one you should probably focus on. That's going to be the easier one to learn.
Yep, I think so too.
Next one comes from Yelty.
Hi, Disc Golf Answer Man peeps. It's Jelte Visser from the Netherlands, and I have a question for you guys. What do you prefer as a tee pad surface? Concrete, turf, artificial grass, or small tiles?
A small tile?
Like the tiles on hole 1 of Maple Hill, maybe. We are currently trying to get a new course in the ground, and would like to know your preferences. Thanks what you do
Hit me
to
up.
grow the sport. and providing us all this information. Keep it real and stay positive. Greetings from the Netherlands. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. And by the way, we see his name all the time, and we asked a lot. Yelte is how he said it.
Yelte.
Yep.
Yelte.
And he said Fisha.
Fisha.
It's spelled Visser, but he said Fisha.
At the course we were at, the New Melly course, they had concrete tee pads. They were one of my favorite style, and that is where had good length.
Good length.
And they were like the sides of a sidewalk.
Good width.
Well, the size of a sidewalk at the beginning.
Oh, and they flared.
They ever so
Yeah.
flared. Wasn't exaggerated, but just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a certain kind of run up, you could accommodate. And then it had it had the end, but then it had a little bit more, and it was in red. What is that called? What is that? What do they call that?
I don't know.
Red.
What was it, Anthony? Remember they said that that wasn't in play on the tee
Like a
pads
fault?
in New Melly, the red part of the tee pad at the front. Right, but what did they call it? I can't remember what the guy said.
It was not in play, or it was in play.
He said for this tournament that's not in play, so you can go all the way to the end if you want. It would be like if you went over it, you would foot fault.
Kind of like, is it like Jones West?
Yeah, kind of like the bricks.
The bricks on Jones
what
West.
do you call that?
Well, I don't know what you call it, but we
Bricks.
put that in because of the, I guess, erosion past the tee pad, because everybody would step off the tee.
Right, and I think that's what these were
Yeah.
for.
Said they call it a foul line.
A foul line. Okay, so what? In this particular one, he said that wasn't in play. You could go, but I
Nice.
liked that it had that option.
Yeah, I like that too.
That like if
I like that, but the thing with even the ones in Emporia on West,
yeah.
it is obvious. There's a red painted line. It's obvious where the end of that tee is. I see people all the time
Throw off the bricks.
Brick,
It's kind of dangerous.
It is. It's just concrete with brick. Like they had yeah.
So that was my favorite. It was concrete, and then it had the little flare
What is that
to
called?
it.
You know,
And
yeah.
it had it had the little foul line, so you could either have it
That's
in play
cool.
or not. But
That's your favorite tee pad? Kind of tee pad?
yeah.
Cool. I like gravel.
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine?
Not hard packed gravel, mind you. Just
No.
regular gravel.
Just gravel.
I'm good with either turf or
He didn't even
concrete.
mention turf.
He did. He said turf like the second one.
I thought he just said concrete.
I'm almost.
Maybe he did. You could
I'm
be right.
almost
I thought he
positive
just said concrete and then
I'm pretty sure he said turf
pavers.
because he's in the Netherlands and they.
that's all they do over there.
Exactly.
It seems like.
I'm good with either.
I like turf if it's done correctly and
Yeah,
it's
there
a
you go.
course that is going to continuously maintain the tee pads.
I like
That's
it.
the issue with turf.
When what?
If you don't take care of it,
Oh yeah.
like go out to the side over here, those turf tees over here.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you put turf in and
Don't take care of
you don't maintain them. I mean, it's just not good.
I agree.
So if that's the case, if it's a course that you don't want a lot of maintenance involved with it, concrete tees. When a city approaches me and says, "Hey, we want to do tee pads. What is your suggestion?" I go, "Well, how much maintenance do you want to do? None? Okay, concrete's going to be
Concrete
your
it is.
option. Then if you really want to put the time into it and have somebody out here working on it, then let's go with turf because that's probably not. I mean, concrete's probably the industry standard at this point. Still, I
Right.
think turf is making a run at that, but turf. I love turf. Don't get me wrong.
Same.
It's just so much work involved.
I'm with you, Bobby. I like surf and turf.
Surf and
also.
turf.
God.
Surf and turf is good.
Turf is good. Hey, so let's do a real quick assessment and figure out and make sure that we've reached the level of disc golf talk that Richard is happy with.
Gosh,
Do you think?
you just lost a fan.
I think we've had lots of disc golf talk today.
I'm just picking on
Well,
him.
to be fair, like most of our life is disc golf, so most of the things we talk about is disc golf.
Yep, that's true.
That is true.
So sometimes
Our
we
life
talk about
is
The
disc
Office.
golf.
Sometimes we talk about Torchies.
Yeah.
Sometimes we talk about torch.
Sometimes you guys talk about movies.
Ooh, I want to go see a good movie tonight.
Oh yeah, because it tonight's like half off or
Yeah.
$2 off or something like that.
Yeah,
What are you gonna go see?
probably Venom. Haven't seen it yet.
I want to see it again. Jeremy the Corn Dog has a question.
Okay, Jeremy the Corn Dog.
Let's hope it's about disc golf.
I hope it's not.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man. This is Jeremy from Utah. Really appreciate the show. Try and tune in whenever I see that YouTube live icon pop up in my feed.
Nice.
Thanks for what you guys are doing to grow the sport.
Is the corn dog on?
My question today is in regards to snap.
No corn dog.
I feel like many aspects of my form are good. I wouldn't say perfect, but I take pride in making efforts to improve my form and technique, and I feel like I've achieved what I can, honestly. But I feel like I've plateaued a little bit in regards to distance and kind of what I anticipate a throw to be. So I'm just curious if, maybe breaking the mold on that plateau might be snap related. I feel like it's a mythical creature in essence. There's a lot of talk of and perhaps sightings of it, but we all know that the professionals have a secret sauce that's being put on that disc as it leaves their hand. And I hope to get a bottle of it. So anyways, just curious what you guys are thinking. If it is snap, would, trying to focus on additional spin on the disc help? What do you guys think?
Release the Kraken. Oh. That was a commercial I kept seeing online.
That's the bottle. That's the mythical bottle. All right, so here's a thought. A lot of people when they see some of the top guys throw, top players, because I've heard a lot of female players who have this as well. When the disc exits their hand, you hear an audible snap. Right.
Arguably, the person who comes to mind the most is female.
Jessica?
No,
Valerie.
That one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've heard. I saw Jessica Weiss play some recently, and
does she have pretty good snap
on backhands?
You can hear.
I mean, it's loud.
I don't see her throw too many backhands. I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's more now than
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's loud. But I mean, then there's guys like Drew Gibson comes to mind. His is very loud every time.
He told me that he snaps his left hand when he throws.
Same time.
Yeah,
that's a good call. I like it. Okay, so a bunch of people think that I'm going to go out on the limb and say this is what I think about it. A bunch of people think that sound means that the disc is flying out so fast that it's your finger snapping off of the disc. In all actuality, I'm pretty sure it's just your fingers snapping into the palm of your hand.
It's because I listen to jazz music while I play.
And you're just snapping. I'm pretty sure that's just your fingers getting to the palm of your hand. So the players who do have that sound, maybe they're holding the disc a little tighter than others, but I don't think that necessarily equates to more distance.
No, personally.
So
more corn dogs do though.
More corn dogs definitely give you more snap. So you're already halfway there. Mm-hmm. What I would focus on if it feels like you're plateauing in your distance is a couple of things. One, and this is something that I'm going to be working on this offseason that I've been thinking about a little as well. But if your form has a bit of rounding to it, which means that you are reaching back, but then leading with your shoulders instead of your elbow, like you're not allowing to get to those good 90-degree angles from your chest to your elbow to the disc, then it doesn't matter how much spin you put on the disc, you're always going to plateau a little bit. That's something that I've been, that I've had, I guess not struggling with. I still play fine with it, but I'm probably about at my potential with my current driving form. So that's one thing that I would look at first. But then the other would be snap really comes down to acceleration. It's not about all out speed. It's not running up fast. It's not reaching back fast and pulling through fast. It is going from slow to fast. That's what imparts so much spin on the disc. So if you watch those big time power throwers, your Simons and your Eagles and those guys,
double G's.
Yeah. I mean, they start slow. And then by the time their arm is, halfway through their body, it's like, holy crap, this thing is
acceleration
moving.
Yes.
So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
How do you get better at it?
I would say the same thing as we talked about with the Warden thrower before, which was start with a small reach back and then work on that acceleration to where it's coming out clean, but you can feel that you're starting slow and finishing fast.
Yes.
And once you have kind of those, I guess, faster twitch muscles toward the end of the throw feeling better, then you can move that into a more full throw.
Bless you.
That's what I think.
That's good.
Yeah.
I also love
and snap your fingers when you throw.
Left,
play
your opposite hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we got time for one more question. This is from Christopher.
Christopher?
Hey, big boy, Baba Jabba, cool. Daddy Slick Roll.
I like that one.
Robert and Eric. This is Christopher from Norway calling.
Wait, I want to hear that again.
Also, hey, big boy, Baba Jabba, cool. Daddy Slick, Ronnie, Breeze, Ronnie, Robert, and Eric. This is Christopher from Norway calling. I was just out doing fieldwork in a headwind, and I was really struggling with keeping the disc on a level plane. I feel like I was either diving it into the ground or it was being pushed way up in the air. Occasionally, though, I got some good drives. I guess I'm wondering if you have any tips to driving in a headwind. Thanks, and keep it real.
What say you?
Tips to driving in the headwind?
Yes, sir.
Throw more overstable.
All right.
And next question.
Tips to throwing into a headwind. For me personally, when I go out and play in headwind, and when I was up and coming playing in the wind a lot, I felt I was okay at it. I mean, I was known. Like, I remember people would always say, "Oh, great, it's windy. He's from Kansas. He's going to do well," which isn't always the case because you still got to perform.
Yeah,
but a lot of people think when you're thrown into a headwind, what they want to do is grab the most overstable disc they can and just rip it as hard as you possibly can.
Right.
That's not the case.
No,
for me, I like throwing, something pretty overstable, but not always am I throwing the most overstable disc in my bag into a headwind.
Mm-hmm.
I like to throw it probably more at like 80%.
Yeah.
Even you don't really want to just mash onto it because, I mean, you're not going to get the accurate distance that you would get just nice and fluid motion. You're going to get a lot more consistency out of throwing a disc more at like 80% than you will throwing it at 100%, especially into a headwind, because you just never know what's going to happen into a headwind.
Right.
So my suggestion is don't throw it as hard as you would probably think.
Yeah. Danny's made a couple of videos about this, about throwing into the wind and with tailwind. And what it comes down to is relative speed, right? So if I'm used to throwing at 60 miles an hour and now I'm throwing into a headwind, the disc is going to act like it's flying faster than it's used to. Correct. That's why it moves to the right a little bit more. So throwing into a headwind, what I do is stable up a little bit, usually pick maybe like a 1 or 2 speed faster disc than I was going to throw, and then slow down some so that I'm not just hammering it into the wind. That usually helps. And
it's also very, very angle sensitive.
Definitely.
You do not want to get too nose up throwing into a headwind. Otherwise, it may end up behind you.
It could, depending on how nose up we're talking.
Yes.
Like MTA style stuff.
Yeah, like if it's a tailwind on a hole, sometimes I'll turn around and throw it the other way, and not really. But that would be cool to do pull out during a tournament.
Yeah.
So what does our YouTube audience think of our 4-way split screen here we got going here?
Well, there's no comments about it yet because we haven't caught up to it just yet.
Okay, so
are 2 of them? They're the same, right?
They're the same, just diagonal from each other.
Wow.
Can you do one black and white?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Technology. This feels very Brady Bunch-ish.
Oh, it does.
If Eric Oakley was here, he would say Marshall. Freaking get that out.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Disc Golf Ranchman. We appreciate it. Keep sending in those questions, and maybe we'll have more disc golf talk on here.
Speaking of disc golf talk,
next episode. What?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of disc,
I was just gonna invite everybody that's close to Emporia to come out to the Freedom Fest this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
At Soden's Grove.
I signed up last night.
It's gonna be awesome. I need to sign up.
I'm playing the 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Are you playing?
I haven't signed up yet.
Are you playing?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
If you would, which
8, 10, or noon.
Yes.
I'm playing them all.
What? You're gonna have so many good scores.
I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna go design the course this afternoon. So.
Yes, I won the 8 o'clock and the 10 o'clock and the noon in y'all's faces.
In your face.
All right, guys.
I need 3 bonuses for that. By the way.
Are we giving away bonuses for non-sanctioned events now? Okay.